I'm coming to believe that the way of the retard is the highest level of personal development. Think about it. Someone who is retarded and completely owns that. They don't live in their head. They are always in the moment. This is what annoys us about people who are retarded. They don't plan ahead. They don't get stuck in over-analysis. They just do things. Like the Joker played by Heath Ledger on Batman. Okay, I have been in a flat line for the last, I would say, month. Haven't been making too many videos. I've been really stuck in my head, bro. And today I just realized that I need to be more retarded. I need to stop thinking, man. I think this becomes an increasing danger on semen retention, right? Because we are dealing with so much power. We are dealing with so much energy that there is a hesitation to allow ourselves to really embody that full energy. It's a bit much. It's a bit intense. At first, we notice it's a bit intense for the people around us, family, friends. But after a while, because we have never experienced this much energy, except perhaps when we were children, when it starts to come on, like it's starting to come on for me right now, our programmed impulse is to push it back down. This is what I've been noticing. Okay. Think about Forrest Gump, right? That was a great movie by a guy who I honestly don't really respect much now that I know about his tendencies with children. But that aside, the movie was really good, and it highlighted this principle. The principle that the retard, the noble retard, can just bumble and fumble his way through life and end up in a better position than the guy who works his ass off, overanalyzes, gets stuck in trying to force things to happen. The noble retard usually comes out on top of that guy, as you see in this film, Forrest Gump. You know, he starts off completely retarded, unable to walk properly. He has to have braces on his legs. He has to have these big ass ugly braces on his teeth, on his face. And he gets bullied. But what does he do? He teaches himself how to run. He teaches himself how to outrun all these guys, all these bullies that want to ruin him, want to destroy him, want to make fun of him because he's retarded. And so what do we see with Forrest? We see a man who learns how to alchemize shit into sugar, as Eli would say, right? And Forrest just starts running, and he starts running, and then he starts getting put in races and winning those races because he has learned how to turn his retardation into his strength. He has learned to fully embrace his retardation. And so then he gets sent to war, and he becomes one of the biggest war heroes in the Vietnam War because he starts saving dudes who are getting shot at, who are getting shot to pieces by the Viet Cong. He starts running onto the battlefield and just picking dudes up and saving them, pulling them back to safety. Forrest Gump, full retard mode. Right? And then as time goes on, we just see this guy getting more and more accolades, winning more and more achievements, competitions, and he's not even trying. And then he plays elite football. He becomes a pro footballer because he's able to run so fast. All right, so what I've been realizing now, 200 days into my streak, is that the mind, the thinking mind, if not properly utilized, if not properly directed, if not subjugated and allowed to fall to the wayside, it will ruin your life. It will lock you in paralysis. It will lock you in a state of when I'm ready, or when I've got the money, when I've got my shit together, when I have, got enough confidence, then I'll do it. Then I'll go for it. Then I'll go for the girl. Then I'll go for the business that I want to start. But the reality is, bro, you will have wild success if you just allow yourself to fumble your way through. This is what makes us different from women. You see, women are biologically wired so that they have to find that security in a man. And so in the back of their mind is always this little security scanner where they're going, can I trust this man? Has he got his shit together? Has daddy got everything under control? And she can never fully let go and be in her feminine energy until she is with a man who she senses is flowing with the spirit of life. Elisha Long calls this thumos. Thumos. Life force. She cannot trust a man who's living in his head. She cannot trust a man who's living in analysis paralysis. And so with a man like that, she might give herself on a certain level. She might give you the puss. She might give you, all of the wordplay. She might tell you that she's in love with you, that you're the one. But I'm telling you, bro, if you're not plugged into, and this happens through embracing the retardation, if you're not plugged into the spirit of life, she is bored of you. She is bored of you. No matter how much money you got, no matter how fucking jacked you are, no matter how many accolades, how much you've set up your empire, everything's like all Mickey Mouse, all squeaky clean. If you're still living from your head, she is secretly looking for another man. She is secretly looking for that raw fucking masculine power. That's what she wants. That's what she's biologically programmed to do. She can take care of all the overthinking and the worrying about security and making sure the nest is all tidy, the home is all set up nicely. But as a man, your number one job as a man is to be plugged into the spirit of life, into the river of life. And what I'm coming to realize more and more is that this can only come through retard maxing. The way of the noble retard. The way of the man who is unbridled, who has thrown his precautions, his obsessing with safety, his obsessing with security to the side, who's no longer focusing on security, on, making sure everything's going to be okay and everything's going to work out perfectly. The man who is plugged into the spirit of life, into the Shakti, into the Thumos, into the life force, and this is especially relevant if you're retaining, that's the man who's going to come out on top, no matter what disadvantages he has stacked up against him. Look at Trump, bro. Look at Donald Trump. The man is quite retarded. If you just listen to the things he says, if you just look at the way that he carries himself, do you really think he gives a shit about how his words are perceived. Even though he's very good with words, he's very good with language and talking. Do you really think that he is up late at night worrying about how people perceived him? That's the way of the man who's stuck in his head, stuck in his mind. The man who doesn't take action. The man who wants to be safe, who wants to be perceived as acceptable to others, who wants that social security blanket which turns women off, but will give you that it'll give you that little security blanket, that feeling of being safe and okay and with the herd. That man will go nowhere. But the man like Forrest Gump, Trump, all these people, all these men who have embraced the full retardation, these are the people who will come up with the billion-dollar ideas, the creative ideas, the world-changing ideas. These are the people, these are the movers and shakers that actually create shit, who actually get things done, who actually shake the social fabric. The ones who fully embrace their retardation and make it their gift. Make it their ally. Daemon Maxing, okay, the Daemon, the D-A-E-M-O-N, where we get the word demon, was ancient Greek mythology, where the Greeks actually looked at these demons as gifts. They looked at these demons, these fatal flaws, hubris, pride, obsession with a single idea, like Alexander the Great, obsession with conquering the known world for the Greek Empire. These are the men who are remembered. These are the men who effortlessly attract support, followers, women, money. Jesus Christ, radical table flipper, radically retarded, going up to the most powerful people in the land, telling them, I am the way, the truth, and the life, to the most powerful people in the land, to the Roman rulers. The Romans had the whole area, the entire Mediterranean basin by the balls. And Christ just goes up to one of their governors and he's just like, I am. I'm telling you, bro, you need to get to this point on your semen retention journey where you start fully owning your retardation. Stop trying to get it right. Stop trying to make everything perfect. Stop trying to be perceived a certain way because, bro, no one cares. Fundamentally, no one actually cares how you're perceived, how you appear. Everyone only cares about how it impacts them. So it's time to get out of your head. I'm speaking this to myself, 200 days in, I've been on a mad flatline lately, but I'm coming out the other side of it now because I'm just like, oh, wake up. Oh, that's right. Stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to make everything perfect. Fall into the flow. Fall into allow yourself to fall. Allow yourself to free fall through reality. Allow yourself to fall into the empty space, into the void. These last 2 weeks for me have been like an empty space, an empty void. I've had this and that to do, but I've found myself increasingly with all this time. And I'm like, what do I do with all this time, bro? And the answer is just surrender. Surrender to the void. Stop trying to fill the time with something. Just be in the timeless, empty void. Because that's where all of creation happens. That's where pure creative genius is born, in the void. Not in the state of being busy, doing shit, being on your grind, being on your hustle all the time. Trying to justify your existence through action. This is deeply flawed behavior, and it just winds you up hating yourself. So, I'm at this point now where I'm realizing that the juice of life is found in the spontaneity. I'm going up to people in the gym now. I'm making friends. I'm connecting with people. I'm talking to people. You know, I asked this girl to like analyze my squat form today. Just full retard max. Just like walked up to this woman. I was like, can you please just come and watch me squat and tell me how I'm doing? And at the end of that, I asked her for a hug and she rejected me and we laughed about it and she walked off. You know, but the surge of energy that I felt just by breaking out of that bubble, just by breaking out of that little programmed bubble of this is how you have to be, this is how, you know, this is how this should go, this is how it's acceptable for me to behave as a man, blah, 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 blah. All these stories, this is what we have to kill. We have to kill all the stories. And that comes through just simply following the energy of the moment. Whatever that thing is that scares the shit out of you, just do it. Just grab it by the throat and do it. Whatever that thing is that intimidates the fuck out of you, whether it's a conversation you have to have, whether it's just looking someone in the eyes and just showing them how you feel with your facial expression. It's time to break out of this rigid mold and just start letting that raw electricity flow through you, animate your body, allowing the soul to animate you, the spirit, the pneuma, the ruach, the thumos, to animate you. It's been hard, you know, trying to come up with video content, and it's like I've been sitting in this void, but now I'm just realizing, oh, that's right. Just be retarded. Embrace the retardation. Make mistakes. Be like a little child. Just fucking make mistakes. Fall on your face 100 times. Own it. Be proud of it. It's part of the journey. Look like an idiot. Look like a retard. No one cares, bro. You are the only one who cares. It's time to break out of that shit. So if you want to be part of that, if you want to be part of the brotherhood, we're doing this now. We've started challenging each other. I put a cash prize up this week for any brother who would bust out at the gym in the free weight section in front of the mirrors and dance to some banger song that drops over the speaker system. I challenged a brother to do that. They're $20, and we've already got some takers who are keen to jump on that challenge. I don't know who's going to get to it first, but I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see one of the brothers or a few of the brothers dancing in front of the whole gym like nobody's watching. I'll pay that $20. And even higher than that, if somebody can get someone to engage in a dance battle with them, you know, unplanned, has to be spontaneous. That music drops, you get into the flow, you get into the dance, and you gotta just look at someone in the eyes and just be like step up, like challenge them. No words, just all physical, all energy. Challenge them on the spot. Anyone who can create a dance battle in the gym, in the free weight section in front of the mirrors for everyone to see, and film that shit and post it in the group, I'll pay $25. I guarantee I'll pay $25. So if you want to be part of this energy, you know, we're starting to break out of the mold now. I was starting to get like a little bit too spiritually anal, a little bit too serious. I realize that. And that's not Christ-like. That's not Christ-like at all, bro. Christ-like is radical. Christ-like is outside of the program, outside of the matrix. So give yourself a little room to breathe. Join the brotherhood. The link is below. Much love, Kings.